What if I told you that living alone after 60 could be the most powerful, peaceful, and fulfilling chapter of your entire life? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover 8 life-changing benefits that can completely shift your perspective and possibly your future. You don't want to miss this. As SHI Heng Yi, the wise Shaolin master, often speaks of inner clarity and conscious living, this journey of living alone is not about absence, it's about presence. It's about reclaiming peace, rebuilding emotional resilience, and rediscovering your truest self in a world that has long demanded you to be everything for everyone. After years of family obligations, careers, and daily compromises, this stage becomes a space to breathe, to be, and to become. Let's walk through 8 life-changing benefits of living alone after 60. Benefits that can renew your spirit, sharpen your purpose, and help you find strength in solitude. 1. True freedom in your daily routine. Imagine waking up when your body feels rested, not when an alarm demands it. Picture planning your day not around someone else's schedule, but according to what you need, what you desire. Living alone grants you the ultimate freedom of choice. You eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, move when you're inspired. No negotiations, no compromise. It's your rhythm, your pace, your time. For older men, this can be life-giving. After decades of being tethered to responsibility, this freedom is more than convenience, it's healing. As SHI Heng Yi often says, a routine without pressure brings mindfulness. By living alone, your routine becomes a space for personal mastery. You're no longer reacting to life. You're designing it. 2. Reconnection with your physical and mental health. Living alone doesn't mean ignoring your health. It means managing it on your own terms. When you're not constantly adjusting to others' needs, you begin listening to your own body more clearly. You become aware of what energizes you. You prepare meals with intention. You walk without rushing. You rest without guilt. Most importantly, you begin healing, physically and mentally. There's power in tracking your health independently. Whether it's choosing to take a stroll, stretching in silence, or reflecting through journaling, each act becomes a message to your body. I'm here for you now. And when needed, you reach out to support systems on your terms. Whether it's a kind neighbor, a visiting nurse, or a trusted friend, this kind of autonomy turns wellness into an act of self-respect. 3. Emotional freedom and inner peace. One of the most overlooked burdens in shared living is the constant emotional management. You pick up on other people's moods, absorb stress, and often try to hold the peace for the sake of the household. Living alone removes this emotional noise. Your home becomes a sanctuary of calm. You're no longer walking on eggshells. You're not waking up to someone else's frustrations. You begin to understand your emotions more clearly without outside interference. As SHI Heng Yi teaches, peace is not the absence of noise, but the presence of understanding. In solitude, you start noticing what makes you anxious, what brings joy, what needs healing. This clarity becomes your emotional compass. You stop carrying others' emotional weight and begin offering yourself the compassion you always deserved. And when you do connect with others, you come from a place of strength, not depletion. You're no longer surviving emotions, you're mastering them. 4. Solitude is a source of strength, not weakness. Solitude, when chosen, becomes sacred. It's not about being cut off from the world. It's about being deeply in touch with yourself. When you live alone, you have the luxury of purposeful solitude, the space to reflect, breathe, and simply be. You rediscover hobbies, passions, and forgotten dreams. Maybe you return to painting, begin writing memories, play an old instrument, or just sit with a cup of tea and let the sun warm your face. In this stillness, clarity awakens. You begin to feel your own heartbeat again, uninterrupted, unfiltered, and fully yours. This isn't retreat, it's reconnection. You're not escaping the world, you're preparing to meet it with renewed presence. 5. Productivity without pressure. In shared living, productivity often comes from urgency or obligation, but living alone invites a new kind of productivity, one born from intention, not pressure. You fix things when you feel focused. You cook with care. You clean as a form of meditation. You create not to impress others, but to express yourself. This internal drive becomes more satisfying than anything imposed from the outside. Each task completed is a quiet celebration of your capability. SHI HENG YI reminds us, when you act with intention, the action itself becomes the reward. In this phase of life, every small accomplishment, planting a flower, organizing a room, learning a new recipe, becomes a triumph. 6. Selective and empowering relationships. Living alone empowers your social life, not by quantity, but by quality. You're no longer obligated to engage with draining people. You're not entertaining out of habit. You begin to notice who uplifts you and who drains you. And for the first time, perhaps, you choose relationships with discernment. Friendships deepen. Conversations become intentional. You connect because you want to, not because you have to. And when it's over, you return to your peaceful home without guilt or tension. Living alone sharpens your ability to say yes to what nourishes you and no to what doesn't. 7. A reawakening of self-love and self-respect. Perhaps the greatest gift of living alone after 60 is the return to yourself. For years, your identity may have been entangled in roles: father, husband, provider, fixer. But in the silence of your own space, you begin to ask, who am I now? And the answer isn't found in titles. It's found in your breath, in your calm, in your reflection. You begin treating yourself with the same respect you've always offered others. You start showing up for yourself, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. This self-relationship becomes the foundation for everything else. As SHI HENG YI teaches, your most important relationship is the one you have with your own mind. In solitude, you tend to that relationship with care, and from there your life flourishes. 8. Living from presence, not obligation. At this stage in life, many men are ready to shift from doing to being, to stop living for appointments, deadlines, or the needs of others, and start living each moment with clarity. Living alone allows time to slow down. Meals are more mindful. Conversations are more heartfelt. Emotions are more authentic. You're no longer rushing through life. You're experiencing it fully, deeply, presently. And when you do engage with the world, you do so not from emptiness, but from fullness. You give not to be needed, but because you have something to give. Your wisdom, your calm, your whole presence.